You know, Rob, the name of Rian Johnson elicits a lot of emotions from some people. On the one hand, there are people who look at Rian Johnson as a truly wonderful filmmaker, whether you're looking at things like Brick or Looper or, oh my goodness, what he just did with Knives Out. God, that movie is good. But it also is a name that elicits some controversy because there are a number of people who really didn't like his outing at Star Wars with The Last Jedi, a movie I liked. But even though I liked it, there are parts of that movie that I really, really dislike and question. The whole Casino Planet thing. But anyway, there's other things as well. So for those of you who may not remember, Rian Johnson was initially supposed to be doing another trilogy of Star Wars films. He was going to be doing another trilogy. That was all set up. And then all of a sudden we didn't hear anything about it and things went back and forth. And I told you guys, I can't remember how long ago it was, Rob, that it was off the table. It wasn't going to happen. Now, coming out now, there's a report coming out that Rian Johnson is indeed still working on that Star Wars trilogy that he said he was going to do. And he said it to, I believe it was a reporter for the USA Today, I believe it was. Yes, for USA Today. And that reporter, her name is Sarah Wilson. She put out a tweet talking about this interview she did, and she said this: "I'm just going to post this now because I can see that I'm going to get a lot of requests," because she interviewed Rian. Yes, Rian's Star Wars trilogy is still on. No dates or timelines because he has other projects going on, but it's still happening, and that is all I know about it. And so, as a result, a lot of people are writing around online that Rian Johnson's trilogy, and understandably so, because this is what the report says, that Rian Johnson's trilogy is actually still going to happen. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's not going to happen. I mean, listen, I have not just had, I didn't last night have somebody from Lucasfilm give me a call and whisper in my ear, but let's put it this way. I'll be shocked. I'll be absolutely shocked, which has happened, but I would be absolutely shocked if this were to happen. Listen, Rob, you and I have talked about this. This is a no-win situation for Lucasfilm. It's a no-win situation for Rian Johnson. It's a no-win situation for the fans. What is there to gain by Rian Johnson doing another Star Wars movie? All they're going to do is Rian Johnson doing a new trilogy of films. And remember, I think he's a terrific filmmaker. I also like The Last Jedi, despite having some issues with it. I certainly liked it more than Rise of Skywalker, but what's the point? If you come out and announce that you are moving forward with a new trilogy of Star Wars films by Rian Johnson, guess what? No one's going to be talking about the films. Everybody's going to be talking about Rian Johnson. There's a quote, a phrase used in sports, Rob, about when a team will cut a player or part ways with a player, and they say they became a distraction. Having this player here distracted us from what our goals are, what we're trying to do. If they were to actually move forward and do one with Rian Johnson, maybe they would be great. But the reality is it would just open the door and invite tons of talk, not the good kind, of everybody just arguing over whether Rian Johnson should be back or not. I just don't see the win for Lucasfilm to do that. For Rian Johnson, I also don't see the win. He just did Knives Out. He got Academy Award nominations. He does great with all these things. He has never taken as much crap and abuse than he did for doing The Last Jedi, because he made a movie that a lot of people didn't like. And that's fine, but what's the upside for Rian Johnson? You want to walk back into that? Let's see, when I do Star Wars films, my take on the films pleases some people, but it really pisses off some, and I get involved in a lot of crap. Or I can keep making movies like Knives Out and others. I can get adulation and get Academy Award nominations and make tons of money. I just don't see the win. Why would Rian Johnson even want to do that? So the question then, Rob, becomes, why would he tell this reporter, oh yeah, I'm still working on it, but no timelines, no dates. I'm working on other things right now. That to me is just a play out of Warner Brothers playbook, which is just put it off. It's kind of like when they had Ben Affleck continue to say, oh, no, I'm still Batman. No, I'm still Batman. At Comic-Con, got him up on stage. I'm still Batman. That's a PR move. The PR move is just keep deflecting it. Just keep deflecting it. Let's keep focused on everything else. Let's not have everybody talking about the controversy. That's all this is, I believe. Let me emphasize that. This is me saying this is what I believe. It's not what I know. But I believe this is all just deflecting. Let's not talk about me. Sure. Yeah, I'm still doing them later. No date, no timeline. I don't know when we're going to get around to it. But I just don't see reality in which a Rian Johnson Star Wars trilogy actually moves forward. Rob, you're hearing about this. You know all the history. What do you think? Rian Johnson's telling this USA Today porter, at least quickly, yeah, I'm still doing it, but I don't have a timeline. Is there a legitimate chance here that we could still see a Rian Johnson Star Wars trilogy? What do you think?
Yes.
Really?
Yes, and I'll tell you why. There's one reason why, and that's because Last Jedi is the second highest grossing Star Wars movie. It made, according to Box Office Mojo, $1,332,698 $830. That's a lot of money. And, here's the thing. You've always said that winning cures everything. If Rian Johnson were to come up or write or come up with a trilogy that was irresistible in terms of what it was about, and the scripts were great, Disney could say to Rian Johnson, bruh, we got a problem. We love your trilogy. We just want you to produce it. You write, you produce. You're going to make that fat check. But we need to bring in directors, maybe 3 young directors that you can mentor. I don't know, something. They'll spin it some way. But if the project is great, and it could very well be great, there's no reason why they wouldn't want to move forward with a filmmaker who's already made him How many directors have made Disney over $1 billion? I'm sure it's less than 20, maybe less than 15. I'm not sure, but unless you count the Russo brothers as one. But I mean, it's a lot of money, and I think that they probably have a deal with him to develop something. They're probably paying him anyway, and if he comes up with something great, well, then maybe everybody can come out a winner.
Yeah, I think that's a compromise. That, like, I could see a reality that Rian Johnson produces a set of Star Wars films and you had different directors. I could see, I still think that's unlikely, but yeah. I see that as a much bigger possibility. What I really don't see them doing, though, is saying he's directing them. I just think that causes too much controversy. And like Disney right now, for the last couple of years, Rob, the name Star Wars has been synonymous with divisiveness and controversy and all that kind of stuff. Disney's trying to get rid of that. And I just don't see, but yeah. Maybe just as a producer and you have somebody else in the chair, that could be a compromise. Maybe that works.
Or you say, look, we're going to make this trilogy. You get to direct the last one. If it's going really, really well, and we'll give you the option to direct the concluding chapter. If the first 2 are knocked out of the park, which you're going to have conceived of and written, story by, whatever, however that's going to work. If the fan base has been reignited, their passions have been reignited by these movies, you get to do the 3rd one. So what you do is you make it a meritocracy. It's based on performance, which I don't think is necessarily a bad thing. Look, Disney has blown up all of the goodwill that The Mandalorian generated. I've never seen, finding out that they might not have even contacted Gina Carano, and she
by the way, I factually, I can't say how, I factually know that that's not true.
Okay.
I factually know that that's not true. But anyway, there's
good
that.
To know. But still, to take something where it was going so well, John. It was going so well. And they need a 100% win. So you might be right. Maybe this trilogy will never happen. I don't know, but I could see a scenario where it could happen.
Yeah, the way you're talking, I don't see it happening in him direct, sure, but I think the way you laid it out, I think there maybe are some possibilities there. However, I still think unlikely. Question is, guys, What do you think? You know, this report is saying Rian Johnson is still working on the Star Wars thing. Personally, I don't believe it. But hey, things, you never know. Never know. What do you think? Do you think they're actually going to move forward and have Rian Johnson do another trilogy? What are your thoughts? Jump down into the comment section and leave those thoughts there. All right, guys.